Yo guys, Theo here on Common Sense. It's 6 in the morning, maybe you can tell from the hairstyle, and time for my morning cold shower. And so I wanted to talk to you a bit about self-inflicted adversity. So why don't take you along on this cold shower? So I started doing them, like starting on the coldest water right away. And the coldest water in the winter here in Sweden is pretty much very cold. So yeah, I don't like doing this. I never look forward to it. I always try to bargain myself out of it in my head, but then I end up doing it every morning. So here we go. Oh, oh. Yeah, so in the winter I end them with just a short warm shower because it's so cold everywhere and if I'm going outside and stuff. In the summer it's actually quite nice because yeah, it's hot and this apartment gets hot too. So it's actually quite nice. Yeah, to just end it on the cold. Yeah, that's the thing with a cold shower. It's much nicer in the summer because yeah, it gets hot, as I said, in this apartment, so you can even be hot when waking up. The water doesn't even get as cold in the winter. I mean, in the summer. And also, it's actually nice to be cooled down. Yeah, going out about your day. But yeah, I'm gonna dry myself off a bit and then I'm gonna talk more to you. All right, guys, nice and dry again. Hair is getting quite long. I think I might keep growing it out as long as I'm bulking and then cut it when I'm cutting. You know, it's a fun thing to do to make the transformation even more drastic. I did something similar after a 3-day dry fast once, just shaved completely and my face was just, yeah, completely transformed. Anyway, the title was Why I Hate Cold Showers, and I'm of course going to talk about why I like them. But yeah, there are a bunch of benefits to cold exposure, like increased recovery via decreased inflammation. Don't overdo it though, because then you lose gains actually. Like too long, like doing ice baths regularly would absolutely get in the way of your gains. Yeah, and it's good for the immune system. I think the statistic is something like it will decrease the risk of a common cold with like 35-ish%. But my two favorite things about the cold shower is, well, first of all, I do hate them. Like the difference between the cold shower and many other things I do for me is that I never get over it. I think it's kind of like some people would feel about skydiving. I know I talked to a skydiver that had done it like 250 times or something, and he said that every time it wasn't that he ever got used to it. It was like just jumped out like that. Always felt the fear. And I feel the fear before this every morning too. I bargain with myself. I come up with reasons to put it up just a little more. Oh, I have to blow my nose so I can breathe properly. Maybe I have to whatever, you know, but I always end up doing them though. And that's the whole thing. How do you think doing something that you absolutely don't want to do, starting your day like that, how do you think that makes you feel about yourself? Like, because you might be watching now and you're like impressed about my discipline or whatever, you know. And so you have a relationship to yourself too, right? The same things that impresses you and makes you like or admire other people, it's the same with you. So if you think I'm a badass or whatever for doing this, just imagine what you're going to think about yourself if you start doing this. So that's one of my favorite reasons. The other is just that it's an acute stress. It's very stressful. Everything about, you know, if you don't control yourself, yeah, you could easily lose control and just step out or you know, yeah, turn the water up to hot immediately and stuff like that. But what we do in controlling ourselves, getting control of our breathing and just observing the pain, the cold that we experience, is that we get used to navigating ourselves in a stressed state, right? And so this is why I score on the Big Five personality test. I score 0 in neuroticism, and I connect it to this, that I do these things like cold showers, long sauna sessions where it's not quite as immediate, but I often push it far beyond when I want to go out, Train to failure, train hard, fasting, also more of a long-term stressor, less intensity. But a cold shower, I think, is the best one to learn to just navigate yourself in a stress state. But these things that I do and that I went through, the panic attack, anxiety disorder, that's why I think I'm so tolerant to stress, because the panic attacks, of course, that would be I was going to say that would be great to just get to experience, to learn to navigate myself in a stressful state, but I'm not missing the panic attacks. But I think that, first of all, I had to, on a daily basis, expose myself to these, feeling like I'm dying, that there's just a horrible threat, and just knowing that, no, it really isn't this way. But, so I'm trying to emulate that kind of thing via these things, but especially cold showers. It might sound, it might not be obvious, but if you can control yourself experiencing cold, you'll be able to control yourself much better in other stressful life situations. Other situations that make you nervous, social situations where you're not entirely comfortable and stuff. Instead of it all leaking out in some way, you'll be in control. You'll feel the stress, just as you always will feel the cold, but you'll be able to navigate yourself and deal with it much, much better. So that's one. That's my two favorite things. Just the whole self-inflicted adversity thing. Instead of doing the opposite of how many people deal with life these days. I don't feel good now, so I take a quick fix. I eat some junk. I drink something. I smoke weed. I masturbate and watch porn, and then you don't feel good about things afterwards. Well, I do the opposite. I say, I feel pretty good. Let's experience something that doesn't feel good, and then I feel even better afterwards. And I know I like myself, because I know that I don't like doing this. I look up to myself. I'm like, yeah, bro, you're doing it well. Every time you hate and dread this cold shower coming up, and you still do it. Wow, what a guy, Another thing is just being able, practicing handling yourself in a stressful state. And of course, the cold shower, to be honest, I don't like it and stuff, but I don't do it for that long. How long? It was probably not longer than 2 minutes, the one I did now. I always want to go above 1 minute. That's kind of my goal there, and then I push it, further some mornings. But of course, sometimes you'd want to do something like a cold bath, where you can be sitting in it for a longer time. If you're working out for gains, that's something to do on a rest day, I'd say. Again, the longer cold exposure can get in the way of gains. Then why not mention a last benefit? I mean, here in Sweden, in the winter, it always looks much lighter on the video. It's because there's a reflection from the light inside too. But it's quite dark here. It's hard to wake up in the mornings, So, of course, hitting that little self-inflicted adversity, self-inflicted stress helps. Just make you wake up. So that's it, guys. That's why I hate cold showers, and why I kind of love them too, but I do hate them. It's the big difference for me. The fasting, no problem. I enjoy many parts of it. Training, it's the same. Some exercises are tough. I don't like the feeling of, a lot of lactic acid building up in my thighs or something, but it's a lot of fun. A big part of the training is fun too, right? And the sauna, a lot of it is just relaxing and nice, and it's just when you push it really far, that I don't do every time, when it gets stressful in a similar way to the cold shower. But the cold shower, there's just nothing I like about the experience. I just like what happens to me in connection to that afterwards. So, if you like this video, please leave a comment. Do you cold shower? Will you start doing it? I can give you some practical advice. Let's do the practical advice too. How I got into cold showers, that I started doing them in connection to the sauna when I pushed it hard, where you can actually kind of look forward to a cold shower only time if you push it really hard, that is, in the sauna. And then I started doing them in the middle of the day, and then I started doing them in the morning. And my suggestion is just go to the coldest. Don't be a pussy and try to just do progressive overload there. No, start with the coldest and just push the time instead. If you can in the morning, just go to the coldest and be there for a few seconds. Good. The next morning, you try a few seconds more, and so on and so on. That's how I got into it. So please like, please comment. All likes and comments help support the channel. Very much appreciated. And please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, health, holistic health advice, and life advice. Uncommon sense takes on everything you could ever imagine. Okay, guys, peace.